year, and we produced a good number of PhDs also. And I have published 100 plus publications, uh, around 10 plus books I have done. And I think yet to do a lot. Yet to do a lot is there. And one of the area which is recent time I got a lot of interest, and I am working. I started working on this. I am presenting that work to you, and I believe it will help you, or it will make you to think about a new domain, and or whatever you do in that, how to incorporate this. Will think about it. So with this introduction and with this backdrop, I'll start. So thank you, Martin. Thank you, students, Monica and other person. Thank you. And I'll start my session. Is it okay, Martin? I'll start.
It's okay, sir. Everything is okay, sir. You can start, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So today we are going to see artificial emotional intelligence. It looks a little funny, like emotional. Whenever we tell emotional, don't be emotional, we'll say. But here we are demanding for emotional. We may have a question that what is emotional intelligence. We'll see when we move during various in our discussion. We'll see in detail about that. I'll start with the one small quote I put there. Probably you can read also. Empathy will set us free. I hope to help teach empathy skills someday once I have developed a true understanding of what that means. Sophia, the robot, was in her conversation what she expressed. What is empathy? What is emotional intelligence? All we are going to see. We'll see that. So my agenda will go like, what is the AI, artificial emotional intelligence? What is why we need it, and how AI can be done, and when we can AI is required, where and all it is applied. So we are going to see that one by one. What is the AI? So just a minute. So I'm getting one box, Martin. That box is blocking me actually,
Box.
displaying the participants. Can I disable it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is disabled, sir.
No, no, no. It is not. It is one small box, and if it can be, yeah, it is movable now. Yeah, thank you. Earlier it was not. Okay,
Okay.
I'll put it in the down. Okay, yeah, thank you. So what is AI? What is artificial emotional intelligence? Uh, you can see Dr. Amit Ray's quotes in each section. You try to go through Amit Ray's site and whatever he has done. It is quite interesting. You can see that. Uh, before starting artificial emotional intelligence, I want to tell one small story. Then I'll start this. Uh, you have to answer to the story in the chat box. You can answer. I'll take Martin's help to get the result. So actually, assume that you are traveling on a car. It's a night time, completely night time, very dark and very rainy, and looks very with a very bad weather. It is you are traveling, and when you are crossing a bus stop, you are seen three people that's standing there, and three people are standing, and one is very old lady, very sick also. She has to be hospitalized at the earliest. And another one is your friend, old friend, and who helped you in a very very critical situation, and he's looking for some transport to go out. So another one is you are aiming for some dream girl. The same dream girl is waiting there. So you have only one person you can take, because your vehicle is provided with one person additional, in addition to you, one person capacity is there. Which person you will take? The old lady, or your old friend, or your dream girl? Which person you will take? So you can answer. I'll so Martin, you can collect the answer and you can share me. So the for A is old lady, B is old friend, C is dream girl. What answer they are giving? If you feel anything else, then you can give D. DS. I have different answer D. So you can type A, B, C, or D. Martin, you can collect and you can tell me what is the number count, so that it will be I can tell what is emotional intelligence from
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'll go with the definition: artificial emotional intelligence, which is also synonymically called as emotion AI, affective computing, and when it is applied in engineering, it is called concept engineering, which is aimed for developing systems and products which can recognize, interpret, which can process and simulate human affects. The word affect is it is a kind of experience, the feeling or emotions that what you experience is called affect. So it is the term is taken from the psychology. It is taken from psychology. Okay, and the affective computing, it is initially coined by Rosalind Picard, 1995, from MIT. Uh, he has developed man machine communication with affective connotations. So, okay, including the emotions, he tried to put the conversations and the connotations he put in the system, whatever interface he developed. So, that is a starting point for this AI. The main idea is it has two purpose. One is to improve the computer's performance because we are aiming for some result. But the result is suitable for us. So it should understand. The computer should understand. It has to deliver according to my emotion. It has to deliver. Similarly, the user's productivity also can be increased. How? In what way? We will see on while going. We'll see in the slides. And the term emotional intelligence, it is a very general term. It is a more psychological term. It is first used in 1964, and it is the ability to recognize the emotions, not only others, oneself. That is who is working with the emotional intelligence, his emotion as well as others' emotion, and generate, adapt emotions, and based on these emotional information, you try to make your goals in a better way and try to solve your problem in a better way. So this helps. This gives a new kind of dimension to your results and your accomplishments. So, this Martin, you got some result?
Yes, sir. I have pasted the chat box, sir.
Chat box, huh?
Yes, sir.
I made it somewhere. I put it somewhere down. Just a minute. So, okay, chat box is displaying to not displayed to me. Can you read the counts? Just enough.
Yes, sir. Old lady. Some people have directly made old lady, old friend.
Roughly how many? How many? It is?
C, 2C, 2D, sir.
Mm,
Two numbers of C, two numbers of D,
mm,
and two numbers of old lady,
mm.
and one number of old friend.
Okay. So I think everyone can respond to this. It's not a big thing, but still, I'll take this and I'll try to explain. Here, normally we think that we can take one person into the car and we can put them into the place. That's what we think. That is out of box thinking possible and setting the emotions. So you have emotion with your old friend who helped you already, and you have some emotion with the old lady you want to help her, and you have some emotion with your dream girl who is waiting there. So you have three different emotions. So you have to consider their emotion and your emotion, and you have to think smartly. Collectively you can put this and you can think for a solution. You'll get a better solution and which satisfies everyone. What you can do is you can ask your friend to sit in the driver's seat, and you can ask your friend to take the old lady, and he can put her in the hospital, and you can stay with your dream girl, and you can take the dream girl through some other transport means, after waiting, and you can go. So this satisfies all everyone's requirement. So I think we can understand what is emotional intelligence from this. And I put a word like if you have any doubt in the terminology, if I speak some jargons here and there, you can stop and ask me then and there. Okay. Uh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So actually, this AI is a completely it is a multidisciplinary. It is so many field is involved. It includes the medical fields like physiology, neural science, so on and so forth. And it includes other side linguistics, aesthetics, law, also those things also. And you can it takes other side psychology, brain science, all those things. And if you see the computer science side, artificial intelligence, information science, those things are also there. And consci engineering, human engineering, also there. So it's a mixture of many fields, and it leads to many solutions. Each in the plant, what we put on the top, you can see each branch is a kind of a specialization. Each will give you a fruit, uh, but all this for the society and for the betterment of the humans. And we jump into very straight to the AI. With the AI is we need automatically we have to get the things from external world. So external awareness the AI should have. That is the sensors input it requires, and safe awareness it requires. So that is also a sensor of things, and the safety and ethics rules and regulations, that also is required. And since it is sensor involved, you getting huge amount of data. You need big data. Big data collection has to be handled, and that is there. And automatically big data, and you have to make interpret those data, and you have to get uh, some kind of knowledge. You need deep learning. So with all this, the AI with AI happens. So what is AI? I just in a nutshell I told. When we move ahead, you will get more and more detail about it. If you have any questions, you can throw. I'll proceed. Why AI? Yeah, you have anybody's having any question?
Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask or you can put in the chat box. I will inform to sir.
Yeah. So I think if it is there also, you hold it. I'll finish this section also, Mark. Why AI? Why AI is one perspective. Like a huge investment is made. When the huge investment is made, it is obvious we'll get a lot of opportunities. If you see in the year 2017, roughly 7 billion US dollars are invested. They are expecting the investment in AI will be it is 43% increase, you can see, and it will be around 41 billion US dollars the year 2022. So the huge investment is made, and automatically you'll get that much opportunities related to that. The other side, the employment, World Economic Forum made a survey, and they predicted something. And based on the prediction, what we can see is uh, four specific technological advances they are pointing out. One is ubiquitous high-speed mobile internet. Second is artificial intelligence. Third is widespread adoption of big data analytics. Fourth one is cloud technology. And when we speak artificial intelligence along with big data and along with the internet, so we can understand it includes AI also, because artificial intelligence without emotional intelligence, it is not a big use. So again, the employment opportunity also we can expect in 2018 to 2022. It is these four segments is going to dominate. That's what the prediction by World Economic Forum. And if you see uh, the other perspective, from Gardner's perspective, 2020 and beyond, what happens? One particular point Gardner is highlighting is AI increases accessibility. Many people with disabilities, or many people with limited functionalities, physical limited functionalities, so they cannot see, or they cannot operate, those issues that can be overcome with the help of newer technologies along with AI, it is going to increase 30% of labor force. That's what they are highlighting. And this is a kind of new dimension we are going to get. So the discrimination happening between the physically challenged people is slowly it is going to be taken off with the help of AI. So AI increases the accessibility. That is one point, very important point. AI emotions drive ads. That's what they say. Like a 2000. Yes. Anything you have?
No problem, sir. You can continue, sir. You can continue, sir. Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. AI emotions drive advertisements. Not only advertisements, it is going to drive many business, but they are particular about advertisements. And by 2024, AI identification of emotions from studying various social network and other data, and it is going to reorient the advertisements, probably more personalized advertisements. This is going to happen. In coming years. So you can see a jargon hyper personalization. You can see a deeper level of hyper personalization. You can see the terminology. So next is Internet of Behavior links people and actions. So we know that Internet of Things. They say we are going to get Internet of Behavior. So the system is going to study about the human and their behavior. It is going to be studied. So when it is studied and it is shared, so Internet of Behavior starts working, and so this links a person digitally to their actions. So automatically, what you are doing, what is your facial expression, all those things helps them to make some decision, and the way the conversation happens, the way the dialogue happens, the way the input is given to you, all these are all redefined completely. So the delivery of information is going to be defined with the help of Internet of Behavior. Uh, this is also predicted by Gartner. So with all this, you can understand a kind of redefinition happens, a kind of huge investment happens, a kind of employability increase happens. All this, with all this, obviously you should move to AI, right? So that is the thing. And how AI works, what is how it starts, how it works. So we see we will dissect AI and we will see that what is inside. So how to create systems and devices that are able to recognize, interpret, and simulate human emotions. That is the thing we have to focus. And there are many mechanisms, and the emotions are not one item. It is multiple items. So what are emotions? So they are generally response to the situations, and this helps in making decision, what you want to do and solving the problem. So the emotional intelligence, what they say is, it is not take all emotions and balance it out and make a smart decision based on the emotions which satisfies all the stakeholders of the system. That is the idea of emotional intelligence. So they take emotions with the two components. One is the cognitive component and another one is the physical or body wise component. So the cognitive is the mental component, whatever you thinking, and those things are expressed your writing or other things. The physical component is the physiological movement, your facial expression, or your typing speed, or your physical movement when it is studied using a CCTV camera. All this. So all these will make physical component. How we can do that? Prior going to that, we'll try to classify the emotions. Emotions can be classified as primary and secondary. Primary is a direct consequence for when some event happens. Say, for example, on seeing dark, you will get a fear. So, on seeing something against your wish it is happening, you will get anger. When you get something, say, you got your increment or you got your appreciation, you will be happy. So all this immediately, on some event you feel some emotion. That is the primary emotions, like fear, anger, happiness, sadness, all this. And the secondary events are they are not direct. They are this can be caused by the primary emotions, and it is generally with the cognitive process. Example is embarrassment. So you will think something, based on your thinking you will get additional emotion. That emotion is secondary emotion. So we have primary emotion, secondary emotion, both can be studied and both can be incorporated in AEI. So it is obvious, if you want to build a artificial emotional intelligence, you have to recognize emotion, and if necessary, you have to express emotion, and it is important. You should have emotion. So all these three are important. How we can do that? First, recognizing emotion, for example, facial recognition. You use a CCTV camera or something. You start teaching your system. You train your system. What is your emotion, like surprise? What is sadness? What is happiness? How the people will express, or how the particular person will express. You can start train the system in such a way that the system will be learning your emotions. This is one facial recognition of emotions. But you can have multiple. This recognizing emotion, this is not the only way. Your behavioral emotions can be studied using a CCTV camera. Whether you are doing you are walking fast or you are walking slow. So if you are using infrared camera, your body temperature can be seen. If you are highly emotional, using a histogram, you can find it out. You are highly emotional, or you are in a very cool mood. So all these, somebody is raising hand. They have a doubt. Yeah. No. No. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. He put no, sir. Okay. Right. Yeah. So expressing emotion, like if you have a robotic system which is going to express, can have this, and other kind of expressions also. I'll show that other kind of expressing the emotions also. I'll show that when I'm dealing the case study. Here you can see all the happiness, everything can be, we can emote in a robot also. It is possible. In the similar way, we can do it in other audio or any format, like you can do that, any dialoguing, everywhere you can incorporate expressing the emotion also. So, what is the difference between AI and AI? Is very importantly, the emotional part is the difference. Artificial intelligence, it will act, it will find out, it will act. So, it will infer, on the inference, it will make decisions. That's all. Here, the emotional part is not considered in artificial intelligence, which is very importantly considered in AI. That makes a huge difference. As I mentioned, AI is much robotic in nature. The human connect is lagging in AI because of not covering the emotion, which is much covered. Which is much covered. Somebody is typing something. Martin, you are following it.
Following, sir, following.
Somebody is typing something.
I, sir, how AI can understand by human? One question they raised, how AI can understand by human?
AI, how AI can be understood by the human? Huh?
As a AI, sir, that is a artificial emotional
Okay,
can understood by the human.
by a human. Why not? See here, you see like. Can you see this? The happiness is shown, fear is shown, surprise is shown with some expressions, right? Robotic expression. I put it on. I put on the screen, and actually, uh, yeah, you can. Yes, you can. You want to tell me? You can tell.
Yeah, please unmute yourself and you can ask this question directly to sir. You can unmute yourself directly. Or please mention your name, I will unmute your mic. In the chat box, please mention your name, I will unmute your mic.
So, Martin, you allow them to speak because the interaction will make very meaningful session.
Okay, sir. Participants, those who want to ask question, you can unmute yourself. It's option only. Though it is mutable, but you can unmute it. It is option to you only.
Dear sir,
Yes, who is that? And you can tell your name and you can ask.
dear sir, this is Bharani Dharan,
Yeah, yes.
assistant professor from New College and research scholar from Vistas.
Yes, yes, sir.
Your session is really wonderful, sir. It is a need
Yeah.
of the hour.
Yeah.
How AEA can be implemented in an examination pattern during the time of COVID-19. Anna University is going to conduct exams. How AEA can be implemented in this kind of pattern, examination pattern? Can you please explain?
Yeah, I'll explain. I have taken your question, and
Yes, sir.
because now I am working on how AI can be implemented. General, abstractly, I'm explaining. When I'm going to the case study, you can see how it can be implemented, and I will show how it plays a very important role in various domains. I'm going to discuss that also. Okay, after that, I'll explain your case also. That particular case also, I'll try to answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
It's a very nice question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one more question participant raised. How do we
Yes.
evaluate the intelligence of disabled person? How
Yeah,
do we evaluate the intelligence of disabled person?
yeah. See, I have something to show also. On the process, I'll show. Sure. This is also well taken. This question also well taken. I have a video for the that particular thing. It's a small example how we can how we can differentiate user experience. That I'll do it in the later part of the session. Okay. So both the questions I have taken, I'll show it when the situation comes. Now I don't want to disturb the flow. I'm moving with the flow. Okay, just hold for some time. Yes, okay. Is it okay, Martin?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, I'm proceeding. And if there is any question relevant to this slides, this topic, I am ready to answer. So, we mentioned about the difference between AI and AIA and recognition of emotions. So, obviously, facial expressions, voice intonation, gestures, movements. So, a simple thing can be the humans they'll easily identify the emotions. So, for example, saying what. So you can put what that word in different intonations, sir. So that makes so your the pitching of that word makes a lot of difference. So that from that the people will study the emotion of so the computers should get that kind of intelligence to capture those input, and it should act not only voice, facial, gesture, movements, and other physical aspects. So uh, they go further physiological aspects: respiration, heart rate, pulse, blood pressure, temperature, pupillary dilation, the eyeball dilation. Sometimes they'll get pale, like on fear, they'll get pale, skin color, and any physiological aspects can be taken as input. So one of the case study, we have taken physiological aspect that we are going to see later, and I'll show that point of time. So how it goes is like the flow diagram of AEI is is emotions of the user. Emotions of the user is captured, and it is censored. It is sensed and detected, and the necessary interpretation and recognizing what kind of emotion is happening, and further understanding that emotion, understanding other emotions, and processing that, and make some good decisions, which will be interacted. Interaction of AI will happen. This interaction will reflect through the devices attached, or if it is another human or another system it is happening, it will go via affective communication. Okay, this is the flow diagram of AI. And sensors, in today's scenario, we have a variety of sensors. So many sensors we have. Whatever we talk, we have a sensors today. So some example here it is given based on a case study. It is a galvanic skin response sensor, blood volume pulse sensor, respiration sensor, so EMG sensor. So these are all various sensors used in a particular case study that I took an example. This is a set of sensors I've shown. It may be heart rate sensor. It may be like very recently I have seen one sensor designed by IIT Chennai. Like the breathe can be sensed, and they can sense from the breath, analyzing the breath, and they can decide something. Like, so breathing also can be sensed. So many sensors are available in today's scenario. So this is a from the case study I took this various devices, how it can be. So these are all the devices you can see, and this is a prototype sensing system. This will sense the input from the human, and it will be sharing to the system. And is it audible? Is it audible?
Audible.
Yeah. Okay.
Audible, sir. Audible, sir. Audible.
Because continuously there is a beep sound comes. That's why. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So it is connected to system, and this system will interpret, and accordingly it will apply. Remind, you should take a note that AI is not a separate system. AI will go with many systems. AI will go with many systems. It is not separate. It is I can say this is a horizontal layer. It is not a vertical layer. So it is a horizontal layer. It works with vertical all domains. Any domain it will go. It can go with banking. It can go with insurance. It can go with education. It can go with healthcare. Any domain it can go. That you should keep it in mind. And one small case study I'm trying to explain. This is what one of my research scholar is carried out as a research. It is a bio-inspired computing model, and I'm not taking the entire her work. I have not taken. Thank Dr. Geeta for this, allowing me to share. And so it is about one particular aspect of her work I have taken. It is about the smart ATM. You know the ATM environment. ATM environment is so we know that ATM is inside a room with air condition, and there will be ATM machine will be there, and in many places the doors are guarded by a watchman or a security, or in some places you have to swipe the card, and the card the door recognizes you, then the door opens. In some places nothing is there, both watchman is not there, even the smart door is not there. So you can enter to the ATM and you can operate. What happens is, like, you may notice many news items, like what happens, like the people get in, and they'll be taking the ATM machine itself. They'll be using a fake ATM card, like they'll be hacking your information, and they'll be putting, like duplicating your card, and they'll be using it, and they are taking the money from you. So this very you can see many newses. This is one real case happened in Pondicherry. There is one popular nationalized bank in Pondicherry in EZR Road. A set of customers' ATM information is compromised. Because of that compromised information, some hacker has taken that information, and he created the duplicate cards, and he swiped the cards somewhere in Nagarkoil, Kanyakumari, those regions, deep south. They are swiped, and most of the customers are not traveled anywhere. They are very well in Pondicherry, and suddenly their account has been debited with huge money. And the customers went to the bank, and they are asking, like, we are not gone anywhere, but the money is taken away. So on searching, they come to know that the money is taken away. But all these are all incident. Later the case is booked, and they'll be working upon, and they'll be seeing the CCTV footage, or whatever there in the ATM, if it is working and it is stored properly, and any other mechanism they have, they'll be doing it. It's a postmortem work that is happening. So we want to make the ATM as a smart ATM. So we want to see, like we want to help the bank, we want to help the customer. In that case, what we have done is, any person enters into the ATM, we want to study his emotion. See, if the person with the high emotions, the histogram what it shows is like uh, one diagram I'll show. If when it is when he is high emotion, his thing is like it will be in red, and orange it will be in most places. You can see that this is the emotional scale. The colors you can see. When you are getting red, you are in a very high emotion, and when you are getting the blue or purple or low emotion. Generally, green, yellow are very common. We can see. So these are all when we use uh, IR camera, infrared camera, we can get the histogramic image of the human, and we can make a study about that. We can make a histogram. From the histogram, we can derive whether he is highly emotional at this particular point of time. He's okay now. He's normal. He's not normal. All those things we can take. When he is having high emotion, that means either he is doing a mistake or he has his own pressure. So in those cases, he can do mistakes, and we can study those things also, like how he is operating on the keyboard. That is also studied, and how he is behaving inside the thing. Like he's straight goes to the ATM machine and he is operating on the keypad, or he goes somewhere back behind, or he's trying to put some skimming devices in the card entry point, and so card insert point he is putting a skimming device. If he does anything unusual, so we see his behavior, and based on the behavior, we can all this in collecting all this information, we can make a decision. So this decision is we can classify the decision based on the various things. So we will sense, we will inference, we will decide, we will do the action. So we based on sensing and when we inference that, we will inference whether the criticality is in the first level or the second level or third level, what level criticality it happens. And sometimes it is everything is very clear, and nothing is it is non-critical. And it has been studied, and now what is normal activity, what is abnormal activity. You can see the this particular table: normal activity and abnormal activity, emotional and critical, emotional and non-critical, non-emotional and critical, non-emotional and non-critical. In the all combination, it has been taken, and the emotional part it is taken from IR camera, and critical part is taken from CCTV camera, and other his behavior with the keypad and other kind of activities, and all these have been taken, and based on that, the authorization of the ATM machine is decided. Whether we are going to do a routine process, and whether you are going to do when it is not much critical, so we are going to allow that in the normal way. When it is something critical, it is happening, we can go for additional authentication. We can send OTP, or we can ask for biometric authentication. So we can add additional authentication in that particular situation. Or sometimes it is much more critical, like he's trying to break something or he's trying to do something. What we can do is immediately the ATM can send a message to the